what happens now when you click on the link?
What the hell? I click on the link and it just goes to YouTube with nothing else happening. That's what the fuck is happening for her. So what the hell?
Okay.
Or something.
Then I will send you the link to that I get again. It's the link that they put in here. See?
We need to go from Google Hangouts. Start from Hangouts.
I'm here. I have the link, and I just sent you the link. I just sent you the link.
The link Hangouts gives is the same one she sent you. I don't understand.
If she clicks on the link, she should be able to see me. I'm live now. So she just needs to click on the link one more time.
Live. She says she sees the live stream. Yeah,
I can't see her.
That's irrelevant. If she can see us, that's good. Can you join?
Why not?
You understand this better than I do. I apologize. I'm a total rookie.
Huh. Okay, maybe this. Then
Wait.
there was a different link.
Okay, send it quickly.
Wrong link.
Found the good one or no?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to edit this video.
That's fine. It's irrelevant. We're always beautiful, right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Stop. It's not a picture.
And it is, right? That's what I thought. Shut up, Andy.
Oh, crap. I don't have a bra on. Hold this.
LOL.
Shit.
Come on, baby.
We have to edit this.
Y'all hear me?
Everything that does not have that has me without a bra on must go.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, awesome.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Deidre.
Hi.
How are you?
It's good, good.
It's always fun meeting new friends.
Absolutely.
That's what I thought.
And this will be my second live stream. The other live stream I did with Ethan, it was me, Ethan, his friend Frank, Amy, Jay, Grant, and that guy Vosh Worthen. But see, I called him out. I'm the only one that called onto it because I get mistaken from being from Texas all the time, and he was trying too hard, and his original accent was coming out, and I was like, "You're not from Texas," and he also kept saying "mate," and he's like, "No, I'm saying ma'am." I was like, "No, you're not." And I was like, and the first thing I said, another thing you didn't say is y'all. Y'all is a proper noun in the South. So you didn't say it not one time. And I'm the only one that caught on to his bullshit.
Well, I think it's awesome that you got your way back onto another live stream. I think it's kind of weird doing it myself because this is also my second one. So I don't know how they usually do it, but I know that I'm not very well doing it myself.
See, it's irrelevant. All of that is irrelevant. Everyone should just relax and enjoy themselves.
But we did have one more person who was supposed to come. Is he coming?
Okay. Yeah, I'll send him the link. Hold on just a second. Let me go. Hold on. Okay, let me go back to Twitter. Share link via. Copy message. All right, let me send it to Ethan. No, like I don't know Erin. I just know of her.
You know enough, right?
Right, I know enough. Like, look, what she did to my friends, she can sit there and lie all she wants to. You know what? She called my friend David's work. He's a federal employee. She called his work, tried to get him fired. She also doxed Amy and David and a few other people, then brought their families into this. Like when you like, you know, and she's in there saying, and it's on live stream. She's admitted that she done it, you know, and I'm like, you know what? That is a garbage human. Like if you do that to somebody, like that's crazy. Like,
well,
yeah,
you at least has to have a very good reason for going through such things to get someone fired and messing up their possible home life. So. Right.
And then Amy had blocked her on every social media, and somehow Erin got pictures of Amy that Amy had never posted and started, like retweeting them. And it was a bunch of bullshit.
Why did she try to get your friend fired?
I have no idea why. Like I just came into it like because I didn't even know all this was going on.
Yeah.
But they tried to be, you can try to be good to people, and people will not let you be good to them no matter what you do. And like I was telling Chris, like you can spend all your life trying to be good to somebody and trying to see the good in them, but you will drive yourself crazy because some people don't, won't let you be good to them, nor they don't want to change in what they're doing. Like she needs to stop. She needs to, needs to take a break from social media for a while, or even if she doesn't, she needs to really stop and look at herself in the mirror and reflect on herself.
For sure. Yeah.
Because there's something going on there that where's all this anger and this hatred and everything coming from?
Why is so much over the top though? Like to the point where no one else can get a word in edgewise?
Yeah, it's like she's right and everybody else is wrong. It's either her way or no way.
Yeah,
that's a bit much.
And it's like in the private, group chat. Like, I kept asking her, "Are you the Aaron that everybody has problems with?" You know, just I asked that question.
The Aaron. It's the Aaron.
Oh gosh. Please don't.
I asked her that same question, you know, I know at least 5, 8 times, and she kept deflecting.
It's like that GIF that Nick posted in the chat of Godzilla, right?
I didn't see that one because she had blocked me after that.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I had tried to explain to her that she was not being very classy at all in the way that she was handling whatever it was. Because when I jumped into it, I was very, very late. I had no idea what you guys were arguing about. All I saw was 2 ladies going back and forth with bitch, cunt, all these words being going on. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what is going on here? So I'm just like, yo, is there like a better way that we can handle this situation? Like, I totally standing up for yourself, but how we're doing that though? We can do that better, right?
Exactly.
And she tried to come to me and tell me that there was absolutely no way that she could do what she was trying to do better. She told me flat out, like, I am handling this situation, specifically talking about with you, or I'm handling it my way, and that's what works for me. And I was like, okay, if you want to say your way, being a loudmouth bitch, works for you, that's pays off for some women. Let's just hope you will be one of them. That's all I have to say about it.
Well, if she is listening or she does see this, I will tell her straight up right now. If you come for me, do not come for me unless I send for you. Do not dox me. Do not bring my family in this, because let me tell you something. She will be sitting in a nice little prison suite if I don't beat her ass first. Do not. If anybody's going to dox me, it's going to be me.
All of that is subtext. See.
Yeah, people can be very, very loud over the internet when they are saved by that alternate reality.
Yeah, because they act all big and bad behind the screen.
Yeah,
when they're faced with it, they're just like, I'm sorry.
Why are people different people? That doesn't make any sense. I try to be the same person all the time.
What you see online is what you get in real life. Like,
that's right.
Straightforward, straight shooter.
It's the people who try to act like that's not the case who get it twisted.
Right.
Like, I'm just a straightforward type person. Like, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear.
Or I'm just going to tell you what I have to say. That's you can take it right.
And it's just like, man, life is too short to be arguing over stupid shit. And it's like, there's
right. It's about slowing down. It's about earning enough so that you can slow down enough to enjoy the beauty, right?
Exactly.
Right.
You know, you don't. There's a saying that I have. You don't. How did I put it? Like, you don't have to stop for the red lights, but when you do, you know, at least enjoy what you see. Like,
yeah. And don't worry, we're gonna try to figure out how to edit this video at some point. So we'll edit out all the crappy parts that we don't want online.
Or whatever.
That's fine.
Minimal editing.
Yeah.
But I sent Ethan the link, so.
Well, I hope he joins us. I would sure love to have him.
Yeah, I mean, he was the one who wanted to.
Yeah, he wanted to talk to me.
Right.
Yeah. No, and then she went off on Ethan, talking about Ethan, and I told Ethan, because me and Ethan are really, really good friends.
Yeah,
like, I value
really
his friendship.
Too. I think it's really cool.
And when I got into a few arguments, I got in an argument with Amy, and I said some rude things. Like, I was, I take full responsibility for what I said, and I apologize to her, and we're back on speaky terms. We're cool, but we're not friends again.
Right.
We're baby steps. Yeah. And a lot of the people in the AIU community would not talk to me, and Ethan was one of the few people that did. It was privately, but he still talked to me.
I always talk to everyone. I always talk to everyone.
No, that's great. That is great. It shows that he was being very, very compassionate in that moment. A lot of other people were being very judgmental to you in that moment. kind of took you back to, well, that reminds me of things that I experienced back when I was like in church, I guess is the closest way that I could call it. I didn't go to church as a kid. I grew up Jehovah's Witness, and they were very judgmental there. So I had a few friends who were able to, like, you know, stick their hand out for me in the same way that Ethan did to you in that time. So I understand where you're coming from there. It does create a special relationship.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Oh, just
you
for
know,
the
when
record,
she went,
just for the
okay,
record, Sarah, I also could have done what Deidre just did, but she's better at it.
what do you mean?
Talk to you.
What, talk to me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Engage, interestingly.
But, you know, when she started, okay, Ethan is, like, I have a mind of my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very honest. Sometimes I'm too honest. And I come off as, you know, as being mean. And I'm just like, well, okay, whatever, you know, take it how you want to. But the other night,
sorry, not sorry.
the other night, I saw this post. I'm in another group on Facebook, and this guy posted a picture of himself saying that he's going to go out and have somebody shoot him, or he was going to commit suicide. Don't know this guy from a hole in the ground, you know. Lives in a complete different state than I do. I actually I was like going through his Facebook trying to find out what city he lived in, and the only thing I could find is where he went to a college prep or testing class, and it said Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I'm like, okay, maybe he lives in Grand Rapids. So I called the Grand Rapids police department. I'm like, I gave him what information I had, and they couldn't do anything. So we got to talking, and you know, I texted Ethan on Facebook. I was like, Ethan, what do I do? Like, like this guy's for real. Like, I cannot go to sleep knowing if he does do something or I can't have that on my conscience.
You could have done something to stop it. Yeah.
Right. So Ethan's like, you know, do the best that you can. And, you know, if he does do it, that's not on you. So the guy ended up calling me over Facebook Messenger, and we talked for 4 hours, and I talked him out of committing suicide, or that's like suicide really cool. By a gangbanger or whatever, you know, whoever the person.
Yeah. People really just need to feel like someone cares about them personally.
Right. And the guy does have some, you know, mental issues, you know, when I was talking to him.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, there was information that he didn't know. Like here in the States, they, you know, it's a federal law. Hospitals cannot treat you and treat you like, especially mental patients.
Yeah.
And they did. And I was like, well, that's a lawsuit, right? Because they're, you know, what if something does happen to you, or you do go out and hurt somebody? Yeah. They are responsible. I said, so I give him that information. I was like, you tell them when you go, I said, you need to go to an ER and tell them, look, you're suicidal, whatever you need to do to get the mental help. And they's like, well, I have done that. And they just, you know, discharged me. I was like, well, threaten them with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. And I'll tell you, their tune will change real quick. And, you know, and I told him, you know, I don't know what the statute of limitations is, but you can go down to the courthouse or legal aid, you know, they will help you, and you can still file a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Because, you know, he's like, wow, I didn't know that. He's like, do you have any information? I was like, no. But come to find out, he lived in Chicago. I was like, just go down to the, you know, courthouse. I said, not the DA, because the DA is not going to help you. They're going to tell you, they're going to talk you out of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. I said, but go down to, you know, find your legal aid office. You know, every state has one, or call 211, or which is, you know, information, which is it's not like 411, right? But it's information of programs or legal aid. I said, they will tell you where you need to go, and they'll give you the address and everything.
Yeah.
So I still keep an eye on him. You know, we're friends on Facebook, so I keep an eye on his posts and everything. You know, and like I talked him out of it, and I just felt like I have to go to sleep at night knowing that I have a clear conscience, that I did everything I could to the best of my ability, and I did it right.
Yeah.
Now, which individual was this? Are you?
His name is Lance. I'm not going to say a last name.
Right.
His name is Lance. and he is 22. 20, yeah, he's 22. 22 years old.
Wow, that's my age.
Yeah, he's young.
How long ago was it that you talked to him?
It's been a week ago.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's really, really recent.
Yeah.
What's his name again? Lance?
Lance, yeah.
I would like to speak to this fellow.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't want to just talk to people about what she just talked about, but
he might like to talk to someone in general.
Maybe, but
I know he has a Twitter, so
if he has a Twitter, I can take care of it myself. What's his handle?
Let me see if I can find it.
Have her send it to you privately.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm good at these things.
Hold on a second. Let me go.
Well, I do hope Ethan can take the time to make it.
Yes.
Well, I did have it in the messages, but he sent it to me. Or he sent it to me, excuse me.
Yeah, I messaged him also. He was messaging me a few minutes ago. He messaged me. Yeah, but the last time he messaged me was 9:42 p.m.
He messaged me at 12:44.
Okay, your time, that translates to...
He's an hour behind me, so it's 1:25 here. So when I see him this message,
2 minutes after he told me he might go to sleep. So he's probably asleep right now.
Yeah, because I know he works, well, today, because Fridays he's off, I believe.
Yeah, he's probably asleep right now. We probably just have to catch him another night, unfortunately.
Yeah. Let me see if I can go to Lance's Facebook, because I know I saw his Twitter. Let me see. Or I can message him what his Twitter is. But I know he just had a birthday, and I told him happy birthday.
Oh, that's it.
Let me see if I can find it. So, are you guys atheist or?
Oh, great question.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you can always ask us real interesting questions yourself, so we don't technically need Ethan here, but it would be cool with him here.
Yeah, I'm an atheist. I do not believe in God. I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so I'm biased in the whole thing, but no, I am not a believer in God. No.
Okay, I just sent it to you. It says life_in_peace. That's what it says on his Facebook. Let me see if I can go to Twitter and see if it.
Cool. It's not working. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
No, you have to. I had copied it from his Facebook.
Underscore peace. Life in peace.
Well, there we go. Let's see. Well, that's what it says on on his Facebook. When you type in search, it doesn't come up.
Yeah.
Let me type in his name.
That's a struggle.
Yeah.
We're adventuring right now. It's fun.
Oh Lord, there's too many. I typed in his name, and it's like a lot of people that come up under his name.
Yeah.
Okay, that didn't work. Or I think it might be the other way around. Let me see, peace. I know I went to it. Damn it. No, I was raised Baptist, and like religion was forced on me. My parents didn't give me a choice, and I've always grown up with it. But we were Methodist, but I haven't been to church. Like every time I go to church, it was like I feel like they're fake. Like they put on an act, like
Yes.
for church, and then when they get home, they probably cuss, they
Yes.
smoke,
Yes.
they drink, but they're trying to
Yeah.
be, we're just perfect.
Right.
And if the Bible is so contradictory because before a few thousand years before the Ten Commandments was erected, in First Samuel, God allowed people to kill. Like it was okay to kill babies, women, young children. That was okay. But when God flooded the earth, okay, if he flooded the earth like it says he did, he left 8 people alive that knew what sin was, what murder was. That was Noah, his wife, Noah's 3 sons, and their 3 wives. Okay, those, and Noah even tried to kill his son's child that was born. He took, and if God flooded the earth, Noah sent out all the birds, and only one bird came back with an olive branch, and that was a dove. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. If the whole earth was flooded,
well, it's just symbolism, right?
No, like I don't know if it's just because I know the Bible, but I don't know it because I don't go to church. I ain't been to church, and I'd say I've probably been to
Some
church.
people
Maybe
believe
3
it literally. Some people believe it literally, but the mainstream will interpret it as symbolism.
Well, they were trying to find land because it rained for 40 days and 40 nights straight.
Yes, I understand.
But the water didn't recede that quick.
Right.
In real life, water does not recede that quick.
Right. So what you're talking about is there are scientific fallacies in all of their stories, like the Ark, for example. They claim that they built the Noah's Ark or whatever, but if you look up any kind of scientific search on that, you will see that it's just not even possible for it to rain as quickly as it did, and exactly what you're talking about. It sucked up too much water or whatever. There's many fallacies in all the stories that they tell, like talking snakes, for example, and all kinds of other stuff. So what he was trying to say is that what people try to say to dispel that nowadays is that none of it's actually true, none of it actually happened. It's just a symbol for
but it was always meaningful the whole time too.
Right. Well, it was like Jesus said, "Free my people." Okay, but it was okay to own slaves in the Bible. Like it was, but you sit there and said, "Free my people."
Slavery is only situationally wrong. It isn't wrong inherently. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is a hard truth to see, but slavery inherently is not wrong. It's just how it is used, unfortunately.
It's like a tool.
Well, I don't think another human being has a right to own another human being.
No,
not without their consent.
Right.
See the difference?
Yeah, I see the difference. I just still, Well,
the barbaricness of slavery is something that's very, very hard to get over. But we do have to realize that we are all slaves ourselves in some kind of speak, whether it be to money, to love, to whatever,
to life itself,
whatever, So it's how it's something that we cannot escape from. Is my opinion.
Well, it's like everybody working. We're a slave to our own government.
Right.
Well, exactly. They take tax. And you know why? You know why they started taking taxes out? Because during the Civil War, they started taking taxes out to pay for the war, the uniforms, everything to the soldiers. The government saw a money-making opportunity, so they continued to take taxes out. Yes. They are greedy,
Right.
Of course. Everyone is, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, everybody's greedy to a point, but it's like
yes, there's definitely a line that you cannot cross,
right?
Or at least that you should not cross.
We all have to argue about it until we figure out who's right,
right?
Right.
That's what I thought.
Well, it's like, that guy Vosh, he was saying, well, you signed that contract, or you like you gave up that right because you agreed to it. No, I didn't agree to shit. When
Right.
I was born, they were automatically I was already I couldn't sign anything when I was a baby, but they didn't sit there and say when I got older, oh, do you want us to take taxes out?
That's the part where they enslaved you, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
But he's like, well, you can refuse to pay your taxes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I can refuse to pay my
Yeah.
taxes and I can end up in prison.
Go to jail.
Yeah, or I could also not live in America.
Jail.
Exactly.
What would jail feel like? How about that?
It's all a monies and numbers game. That's
it's all a decisions game, honestly.
Yeah.
Just what are you willing to deal with?
Right?
right.
Right.
And I'm glad that we have the freedoms that we do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Very grateful. Very grateful, yes.
Yeah, but the politicians need, they're all crooked. I don't care if they're Democrats.
Every single one, I promise.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care who they are. They are all crooked as a bent back paper clip.
That's how you do the job, though, right?
Well, they're sitting there like a bunch of little kids. No, it's your fault. They're sitting there pointing fingers. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, y'all need to all shut the fuck up. Get down to brass tacks. Stop being little kids, and get our fucking country back. We're $17 trillion plus.
I think that's what they're trying to do right now.
No, there's do it right or not at all.
Yeah, but
trying.
Everybody in this country,
do or do not. There is no try.
In this country can try to tell you how they could do their jobs better.
Right.
Right. Isn't that just the number one thing that anyone in this country can even say?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah. But look at the politicians. Their salary is over $200,000 a year, and look at our soldiers. Look at our teachers. Even our nurses. Our nurses don't even make $60,000 a year, if they're lucky. It depends on where they work and what. Because Democrat states will always pay more than Republican states. That is a known fact. But it's like they,
So wait,
whatever. They're just crooked. They're just taking money.
Real quick, because originally we were discussing. Deidre said she was an atheist.
Oh yeah.
And
We're just all over the place.
And I said, and I was about to say, I'm also an atheist. I'm a Gnostic atheist, which means that I know that no such thing as God is possible.
I just became an atheist. I'm kind of like you, an agnostic, but I have just been indoctrinated with all this my whole life. And I know there's not a God. Because
at least not what they're saying that it is,
Exactly.
The guy with the beard sitting on the chair with the staff who was sitting down looking at all of us, deciding what our lives is. Well, if that's what they're trying to, if that's the Kool-Aid that they're telling me to drink, I'm not drinking it. Okay, that's just not what I'm not going to believe that that's happening.
Right, exactly. Because what is God? Does he have human-like characteristics? What is he? Just like
you ask that question to any Christian, and each one is going to give you a different answer.
Exactly. And it's like go back to the when he supposedly flooded the earth. God is all forgiving and unconditional love. Why couldn't he said, okay, I forgive you and just let us be? No, he had to kill everything. And
Oh, now here's an interesting question. So
okay, go.
Before there was God, before Christianity existed at all, or any religion, what was the alternative? Why did we even create God?
I think as a coping mechanism for suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Because without suffering, there wouldn't be compassion. So
murderousness, right?
I'm sorry?
All the murder, right?
Right, because supposedly if these people existed in the Bible, Cain is the one that killed Abel because they were brothers, Cain, Abel, and Noah. So if Noah, if not...
Noah was a brother. I did not know that.
What?
Yeah, Cain and Abel and Noah were brothers. Yes.
Yeah, but it's irrelevant, but not.
It's irrelevant and not at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I thought. Cool, right?
Yeah. I don't. And then Jesus Christ is, that's not his real name. It's Yeshua or Yahweh. Like, that's not his real name. That's what we.
But no one cares. But no
exactly, no one cares. Like,
no one cares.
And religion is man-made.
You're trying to quote a Bible that most of them don't even read. Like, no, it's just mind-boggling to even think
And then
about
how did in John 3:16, God so loved the world, he sent his one and only begotten Son, that whoever believeth in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Okay, you sent that one person. Why him? Why couldn't it be 30 other
That's
people?
a beautiful line that's a beautiful passage from the Bible. See, it speaks to a father's love for his son.
That's true, but you're sitting there saying that God doesn't exist. If God's the Father.
Yes. What's your point?
I'm just saying, my point is, okay, he sent that one person, but to die for all of our sins. But how come that one person?
The point is that we die for our children, and we love doing it. That's
you're just sitting there saying that God doesn't exist, so you can't have it, but you can't have your cake and eat it too.
What do you mean? How is it relevant that I'm saying that God doesn't exist?
He's trying to explain why the Bible is the ultimate pacifier. You see what I'm saying? It's the fact that he's so sold into his not believing that God exists that he can even pick apart things on the level that he is to be able to explain it to you, which is what he's just why these people, even the people who wrote the Bible, knew that that God did not exist. So they had to figure out ways to explain it to people in a way that they could at least sell it to people.
Right. No, I agree.
So he's trying to bridge the gap between the writers of the Bible and you. You see what I'm saying? It's hard to explain.
I wish my friend Rogue was here because she can explain it even better because she taught Sunday school.
I know many people know much more about it than I do.
Yeah.
And it's like, because that guy that was like, he was like trolling us in the live stream, and I'm like I said, I'm the only one that caught on to it. And like she was reading him the riot act. She's like, because she's like, well, I believe in God, and if God tells me to do this, if God told me to go out here,
I get it. Yes.
If God told me to go out here and commit murder, I would. But
yes,
sit there and said murder is wrong.
God shows up and joins the live stream, then that's cool, bro.
Right. I can send him a link anytime.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking,
his handle, bro.
If God loves us so much, why does he let kids die every day by hundreds of thousands? Why do he, he loves us so much, like innocent children that you let die every day from famine, from disease, everything. And
that's not the point. I mean, it's just not possible for any such thing as a God to exist, period, by definition.
And I think also that's true. And I also think if we do finally figure out down to a T how everything was created, where we come from, how we exactly got here, we find all that out with a definitive answer.
Right.
Not like the argument will be over. Like, what's next?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
What's next?
History is the real God, right?
You should watch this video. You should watch this video. What's that guy called? David Silverman, God of the Gaps. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He explains this that
I'm sure she's already seen it.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
No, I haven't.
Really? David Silverman, yes. Look him up. He's basically like one of the
No, he's the leader of the American Atheist Association.
He explains it, like the image for what God is shrinking, It's everything that we don't know about. So and that used to be a shit ton of shit.
But it's really just our ignorance bubble.
Right.
See?
We shove everything we don't have an answer for. God did.
That's what
right.
Right. So
ignorance equals God.
Right. So well, where do we come from? I don't know. God. That's what that is.
Yeah. It's,
Oh,
just an
absolutely.
answer so that you can continue to go about your
Your
day,
day, yeah.
and chop wood,
Like I said, a pacifier.
and make babies.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, right?
Exactly.
That's why it was created.
What?
No, I agree. Like we don't have no definitive answers for things. We just put God in there. Like
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a shitty answer too, right?
oh, absolutely.
Right?
Like when I got my AIU hoodie and I posted that picture that you see of me, I caught a shit ton of like negative comments.
Oh, of course.
I can't believe it,
Yeah, but haters back off, am I right?
Right. Well, the first comment was from my nephew's mother with
His sister.
No, it was my brother's son.
Okay.
It was his mom. And she's like, "Well, that's a difference of opinion, or that's a something of opinion." I'm like, "Okay, well, whatever." I let it. I said, I put on there. I said, "Okay, whatever."
Not important.
I'm, at the time I wasn't an atheist. I said, "I'm just supporting my friend's channel because I like his content." And and that is that. So we left it as that. So another comment came in from a good family friend. "Oh, you shouldn't be wearing that. That's going to bring in demons and this and that."
Oh my. Oh my.
I told her, I said, look, again, I'm supporting my friend's channel, and if I was an atheist, that is my business.
And if you believe that me wearing a hoodie will bring in demons into my life, I have more things to worry about than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a pretty good line. I agree with that.
And then a couple other people chimed in too, the same thing. "Oh yeah, that's true. You're going to bring in demons." And I'm like,
that's crazy.
And I told them, I said, "Look,
that's insanity. What?
Why
don't they have better things to do with their lives?
Exactly.
Than to say that to you."
And I told him, I said, "Look, this is my URL. This is my Facebook page. If you don't like what I like, just keep it moving or delete me."
You could have kept scrolling if you didn't like the picture.
I told them in a live video, I said, "Let me get one thing straight. There is nothing wrong with being an atheist. There's nothing wrong with believing with what you believe. Believe what you want to believe, as long as you're not affecting me or you're out killing kids or killing people."
How is you wearing your hoodie, posting your picture on Facebook, hurting anyone?
Exactly. Right. And I'm like, I don't give a flying fucking space what the hell you believe. You believe what you believe, as long as you ain't hurting nobody, no kids, or no, do what you want to do. And I said, atheists are not bad people, just like, Christians are not bad people.
That's the first crime that Christians commit, which is thinking that people are wrong for not agreeing with them. If they think that people are just inherently wrong for not thinking the same things that they think, then they're not even being as Christian as Jesus is.
Exactly. And then thou shalt not judge. And the only person can judge is, supposedly God.
Judging.
I just realized what would be really interesting for us to talk about right now.
What's that?
The 7 deadly sins.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's just go through them. Let's just go through them real fast. Well, just in any way they seem relevant. What were you talking about just now?
Well, the 7 deadly sins aren't really even that big in Christianity. That's just an anime.
Oh, they aren't big in Christianity?
I mean, are they?
I want to bet.
Thou shalt not commit murder. That thou shalt.
Right.
Everybody should know murder is wrong.
Sloth.
Yeah,
pride.
I promise. They're all there.
All those.
Are
those all in the 10 Commandments? No.
Thou shalt not commit murder. Thou shalt.
What are the studying the 10 Commandments? Now that would be interesting.
But see, the 10 Commandments didn't come until after, until 1,000 years after 1 Samuel. Hold on, let me get my Bible.
According to the story.
Yeah, according to the story.
We know the story is or rather, we know it is fictional. That's not the point.
But I think, let me tell you something. I haven't been to church in 10
years. Me neither.
So, I mean, I know the Bible, but I don't know the Bible.
Well, we do have to remember that this story is supposed to be.
I'm the same way.
We have to remember that this story is supposed to be the story of how our world was created.
Like-
so the fact that it is not true is
Okay, I'm
very
22,
significant.
22 years old. I'm technically a confirmed Christian, but that means like nothing to me. See?
Mm.
Oh, confirmed Catholic. Technically, I'm a confirmed Catholic, but
And what is the difference between Catholic and Methodist and?
Oh.
there's technical differences. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I don't really give a fuck.
I know y'all have communion. Y'all, wear rosaries.
What they
No.
whatever they care about, and
What?
I don't care. I mean, it's irrelevant, right?
And then if homosexuality is a sin, wouldn't have God
It's
struck
not.
or whoever
Well,
would have struck us dead already?
I mean, okay, too much of anything, right?
Yeah, that's gluttony.
Right. That's what I
Mhm.
thought.
Too much water will kill you, so.
Right. That's what I thought.
Let's see, commandments. Let's see if it says it.
I'm glad we're on the record.
Okay, here we go. Any of the 10 commandments or laws given to Moses by God at Mount Sinai, Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through 17, and Deuteronomy chapter 5, 6 through 21. Let's see. Let's go to Exodus.
On my channel on the left.
What did it say? Exodus chapter 20.
Not mine.
So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See? Cool. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm good. Okay, here we go. The 10 commandments for Israel. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Number 3, verse 3, thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Number 4.
Oh, I remember going over these with my dad.
That's the number one. That's
They're
number
hilarious,
one.
man.
The
The 10
first few
commandments.
were like
These are
the
really
most
great.
like jealous things I've ever heard
Oh my
out
God.
of any person
Right?
or thing.
This is really good to go over. Really good to go over.
Like, okay, if he's like, how does he rank number one? How does he rank superior? Like,
Well,
how was
first of all, this is supposed to be our God, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be our God, and he's supposed to be like the most supreme being ever. And this
Yeah.
can't even handle us having other gods, Like,
Mhm.
he's so jealous that he even says that he's jealous. Like, what?
And you have to deal with it.
And you have to deal with it.
Mhm.
It's a rule. See, he even wrote it down.
Since when do we want to be? And then we're supposed to be this person. We're supposed to want to be the likeness of this person.
Right.
So we're supposed to be so jealous
Uh-huh.
that we're not okay.
No, you inherently are jealous.
But we're supposed to be okay with that, even though that's.
You're supposed to try to understand it.
Right. And then
I don't get it.
exactly, yeah.
No one gets it. That's the point.
Like, this is a book. It's so contradictory because it says one thing, then, a few books on, and it says this, and then
Yes. Yes.
Okay, like the second commandment, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
It sounds like you're trying to read the fine print on your lease, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's saying, okay, we're not supposed to have.
But what's the point?
This fucking book is like stupid.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's like I'm trying to pick through legal jargon, literally.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Trying to.
And half of it is not even consistent with itself. Like, I started reading it to Deidre one day from the beginning, just for fun, just to see how absurd it would be, and it was inconsistent with itself.
And within like the first few
fucking
like in Genesis.
I promise. Yes, it's amazing how blatantly it contradicts itself. Yes, and that's how life just is.
Right. Life is not fair, and you're going to have trouble.
Yeah.
And then some, you're going to have troubles in your life regardless. Yeah. But some people just add trouble to that. Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Right.
Like, why are you going to go out and add more trouble to your troubles already?
That is the definition of insanity.
For real. And then like this one, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Like, what, God? We can't say God or goddamn? Like,
what is taking the Lord's name in vain?
First of all, I'll say anything that I've earned the right to say.
It says, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh the name in vain.
How do you take a name in vain?
Exactly.
Fuck you, God.
How do you take a name, period?
Fuck you, God.
What?
Like, I guess what Chris is saying, fuck you, God, or God damn.
Saying that? Like, just doing that is taking
yes,
God.
Or, oh my God.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what the fourth. So is that the fourth commandment? Don't say fuck God or anything like that.
Right.
Well, it says right here, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, thy God, am a jealous God.
That's what I said.
He says he's jealous and he just doesn't give a fuck. Yes. You just have to do what he says anyway.
Yeah.
Like, we're not supposed to envy other people or be jealous of other people, but you're just in here saying you are a jealous God.
Yes.
Right. And do as I say, not as I do. That.
Right.
And he says that.
He says that shit. Do as I say, not as I do.
Like right here, then honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Like, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Like, we already know this. Like,
but sometimes we need reminding, right?
Exactly. Like, they were asking me, well, okay, if we shouldn't kill, why does it the state or the wherever state you live in, the judicial system has a right to kill? Because we have laws in place. That is different. Yes, they are committing murder, but that person, the crime has, the punishment has to fit or however it goes. Yeah, the punishment has to fit the crime.
Yeah.
So if they're out here killing babies, any kind of human, if they're out there killing, they deserve the death penalty. Like, that's a different. Yeah. We have to have the same thing that they did in the Bible.
Well, the way that I view that is the only other way that I could view that is if you can be safely secured. So if you're not like a serial killer who we know that we cannot secure you, keep you locked up behind bars, at least reasonably speaking. If we can do that, I do believe that the best punishment for a person if they have committed murder is to actually just sit on it and live out your life as healthily as possible so that you can think about that shit for as long as you can.
Well, because most serial killers lack empathy.
Right.
And, they don't.
They need to be educated.
Educated, though.
About how painful hell can be.
So if you can lock up a serial killer, if you can do that, go ahead and do that. As long as you know that you can keep him locked up. And then I think his best punishment is to let him sit.
Well, see, some serial killers, they inflict pain, so they get off on that. So you inflicting pain on them.
Everyone is making the mistake of conflating crime and sickness, and it pisses me off a lot.
Well, yeah, in a way they are, because they are, like, most serial killers are very intelligent and they know what the hell they're doing. But they get
they knew what they were doing.
They get off, as they say.
They get off on it. Yeah, they do.
Inflicting pain on others because pain was inflicted on them. But
But that's not the point.
So I feel like it would be a easy punishment if the next thing we did was just kill them, like they did to so many people.
Better to make them live and force them to understand.
Yes, or at least force them to try.
Yeah, like you can force it all you want to, but they
have no way of knowing if they're ever going to think about it.
And situationally, if you don't have time, then you have to kill them.
What you can do is force them to do nothing but think.
Yeah.
Have nothing to do but think. Then eventually, if they live long enough, they will think about their crimes, So as long as you can lock them up and give them nothing to do, like jail already does, I feel like that's the best punishment you could possibly give to a serial killer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just agree to disagree, but killing them is so much easier.
What would be your ideal?
Well, and either regardless, it's a no-win situation. Because if we kill them, that's the easy way out. It's already done and over. And
right.
Regardless, the people that they killed, they're not going to come back. So, regardless if we let them sit in prison and rot for the rest of their damn life.
I'm not taking anything away from that argument. It's a very strong argument.
Yes. Like I said, if you feel like if it would be the safer option to kill them because that they won't get out, or
it's a values judgment. If you think it's safer, then you think it's safer. You have the right to respect your own life that much. Yes.
I agree, because they also say, oh well, killing them is more expensive than letting them sit in prison. No, not if you think about it.
Exactly.
Not necessarily. It depends, right?
Yeah.
Like they get 3 meals a day. They get free health care. They get all this. And you're sitting there telling me that one shot of the
of
the cocktail is going to cost more than
it's just
kill
bullshit.
them. Exactly.
Just bullshit, right?
And a lot of them serial killers, they'll never be paroled. Like not Marilyn Manson, but Charles Manson died in prison.
There is a legitimate fear of the state executing innocent people.
Yes, and it has happened.
Yes,
because the state doesn't want to do their job, or they do their job, but they don't do it correctly, and they're just trying to find somebody to make an example.
When do they ever do their job correctly?
Right,
exactly. They're just
that part.
It's just like with that. The saying, "You're innocent until proven guilty." No, it's the other way around. You're guilty until you're proven innocent. And there's
thanks to media, at least.
Yeah.
And then, before we had all this.
Nowadays, you're guilty until you're proven innocent.
But not actually. Trump said, so that's what matters.
Trump said, never mind that fucking noise.
Oh, excuse me. Like, talking about the Bible makes me fucking tired.
Yes, it's getting late. It is getting very late.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's getting late.
I'm just in general, like, talking about the Bible, like, I get extremely tired because it's like...
yeah.
It is like, exhausting. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Like, this is a fucking book. You're trying to tell me that this is okay, but then in this chapter, you're not. And then it's
because you're trying to apply your logic to something that doesn't have very much.
Exactly.
So, it's like beating your head up against a brick wall.
But actually, there was a lot of logic that went into making it.
At the time, you're looking at how much logic we had at the time that it was written.
That's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
See?
And then supposedly Adam and Eve eat the forbidden fruit off the tree, because we don't know if it was an apple, a fucking pear, or if it was an orange. So it's a forbidden fruit. The tree of knowledge. Like,
the forbidden fruit is the clitoris. See?
It's probably accurate.
Right. Cool, see?
Symbolism, right?
Yeah.
Like I said,
Chris, are you Sigmund Freud now? Everything's about sex.
No. I was talking about this with my psychology professor. She tells me I sound like Carl Jung.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I mean, I've heard the name, but
I don't know who that. I promise, I don't know who that is.
Is it Carl Jung or Carl Jung? Because
Jung, it's German. I don't.
Is that German or is that Asian? I have no idea.
Because the only Jung that I know is George Jung, and he was a drug cartel person. Like, he spent a lot of years in the New York State prison. I think he got out too, because for trafficking cocaine from Colombia.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
That's scary.
Yeah, his name's
Small
George
world, right?
Jung. The movie Blow with Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz is based on him.
Oh.
On who?
On George Jung.
George Jung.
Oh,
his last name is spelled just like the philosopher
that you were just talking about.
Yeah. You look up George Jung. Or that's how they.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like Pablo Escobar and Devin's video. He was talking about. I can't remember exactly which one it was.
Tracy. Getting Devin Tracy to agree to debate me live. What would that take?
Oh Lord, I have no idea.
That's my point.
You would probably the best person to do that. You'd have to go through Amy.
What?
You would have to go through Amy.
Who's that?
You don't know who Amy is?
Oh, come on, man. I'm like a nobody, right?
Come on. Like, no, Amy's cool, though. You know, I completely misjudged her, you know, because just what I saw online and, you know, but she actually is a really smart person, a really, really smart person. And I completely misjudged her.
That's cool.
And I apologized to her. I'm like, you know what, Amy, I completely misjudged you. And I said some things that, you know, that I shouldn't have said. Like, it was fucked up for me to say. And, you know, I was like, I am sorry. Like, I take full responsibility for my actions. And I hope that you can forgive me. And I hope we can, you know, continue to be on speaky terms, you know, and, you know, we can be cool and get back to being friends. Like, really good.
Yeah.
Right.
Take a step in that direction.
I'm good at making friends, I think.
Well, I am too. It's just like, I've learned that some people that you
see, okay, hold on. My mother taught me. You have to be a friend to make a friend, right, Sarah?
Right. And I agree with that. But if you sit back and observe people, like, I judge people on character, like how you treat other people. But, you know, if you treat complete strangers with disrespect, waitresses, hosts, whatever, you know, you're going to eventually treat me like that. And that's a red flag for me. But, you know, you can't be too nice because people take advantage of that and they think you're a doormat. So you just kind of got to fill them out.
How you balance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I've learned here recently that do not get involved with anybody that, how should I say this? Like, I had feelings for a few people, you know, in the AIU community, and I am a jealous person. I can be. And, you know, just the way they were talking to, you know, Amy and, you know, and I got jealous, and it's like, okay, you told me this. And I tell everybody when I meet them, you know, or they're interested in me, don't lie to me.
Right.
Don't lie to me. Don't waste my time, and don't make me look stupid. Really well, they did all three of those. Like, how much more crystal clear can I get?
Right.
And they did that. So, like, I have learned that, you know, to set my feelings aside, whether I like them more than a friend or there are feelings there. I'm just like, you know what?
Silence is golden, right?
What? Silence is golden? Oh, absolutely.
Right. That's what I thought.
Exactly.
Because people were always idiots, right?
Yeah, or, you know, these people are in their 30s, and it's like, it's time for you to grow up. Quit being a fuck boy with bitch tendencies now. Like, come on. Like, it's time to grow up.
How old are you, Sarah?
I'm sorry?
How old are you again?
I'm 32.
32. That's cool. That's cool.
Like, I've been around, you know, longer than y'all have. I've been around 10 years longer than y'all.
Not much at all.
But you have some experience that we don't have.
Right. And I've had the experience of, you know, being cheated on, and it's like, you know, cheating is a
girl,
personal.
been there, done that.
And yeah, you know, it's a personal decision. It's not a mistake.
Yes.
People will never cheat no matter how bad it gets, and then people will cheat no matter how good they got it.
Yes.
Dude, I did a whole
my
first live stream was totally about this on purpose too. It was with my friend Alex, and we were debating about polyamory, which is relevant now all of a sudden at the end of this discussion that we had about nothing basically.
But no, what you were you were just
like
saying,
if you're that unhappy, just fucking leave. Yes, you're gonna break my heart.
That's what you talked about, cheating. No, I totally agree. The person who's going to cheat, they're going to cheat, and they know they will before they even set foot into the
exactly. They've already got it in their head.
They're not even ready. There is no way that they are even ready for not doing cheating.
But total honesty, what would that do?
Yeah. They're not being honest with themselves first and foremost, so they cannot be honest with others.
Right. People need to be honest with themselves first and foremost.
It's like those commercials that you see on TV. I don't know if it's the Geico commercials or, it's some kind of commercials. Like if everybody just, told what they really want to say, exactly. The world would be it would run so much smoother.
Which is what they're trying to do with Twitter, I think.
Yeah, it's a good step in the right direction. I love Twitter, even though I hate Twitter. I love Twitter and I hate Twitter. I love Twitter and then I hate Twitter. See how life is spherical like that?
Yeah. Well, Twitter just needs a fucking edit button because I was funny.
I like the not editing. But less Big Brother would be cool, right?
Yeah. Like I was sitting there. Look, this is crazy. Okay, you know how Big Brother's always watching.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there. I was like, because me and my mom we got into it about my hoodie and me becoming an atheist. And I was like, well, you know what, Mom? I said, I've always hated church. I said, you forced this on me and everything. I don't have a problem with, religion or anything or, whatever. I said, but I hate church. And I'll kid you not. And I'll find the damn, the picture that come up. It was on Ashley Graham. No, not Ashley Graham's, but this,
wait, why do you hate church?
Because I think it's fucking lame.
It is lame.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a bunch of people just putting on faces.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, that's the point.
You know what? They're sitting there talking about how we shall not, we shouldn't judge people. But you have
but it's a judge. It's literally a judge fest.
But what they're all really doing is proving that they can show up and be patient while others judge them.
No, it's all a facade.
Yes,
they're just like, oh, look at me. Oh,
it's a bunch of bullshit. But what he's trying to say, it's a bunch. What he's trying to say is a bunch of bullshit that makes them feel better about themselves. That's where they find their purpose.
It's bullshit on purpose. It's bullshit on purpose.
Yeah,
it's that shit you feel when you go to church is very similar to the bullshit we feel when we look at them worshiping queens and shit in Europe. How they had the whole monarchy or whatever. What the fuck? What? Why? You're just normal ass motherfuckers who don't do anything, but you're waited on hand and foot. Okay,
exactly.
Whatever.
And pass a few laws here and there, and oh man, yeah. I know one of my friends, Jay Turner. He's part of the AIU community. He loves the Queen, because he's from England.
Yeah,
cool
it's
people.
kind of what I was trying to connect was the facade that they put on. So the facade that they have at church, where everyone's non-judgmental and everyone's happy.
Yeah, we're all going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
Yeah, it's the same facade that you see.
It's what we're all doing all the time.
Yeah,
projecting.
But it's just like they do in Europe with the whole queens and stuff, because that's a fucking facade too, in my opinion. That shit's not real.
Anybody can be a king and a queen.
Yes, they're not real. They're not. They're just normal people.
The point is that anything that we think is true could be false, and that's scary.
I'm just whatever. Fucking bring it on. Just fucking tell me. Look, give it to me straight like this. Like cross
Just
all the
it.
T's and dot the I's. Like
Everything you think is true might be false. I promise.
well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like, well, what's that saying? Believe half of what you hear and none of what you see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing my Nana says. Yeah. Her husband said it to her.
Like,
Believe half of what you hear
and none of what you see.
hear, and none of what you hear, and half of what you read.
I thought it was
believe half of what you hear and none of what you see.
None of what you hear and half of what you see.
I thought it was.
It's the other way around. Believe in half of what you hear and none of what you see.
We'll check with my Nana.
You can Google it.
You can Google it right
I
now.
care about my Nana's opinion more than Google's.
All right. I think I'm turning into a pumpkin here at this point. I think we've had a great discussion.
But it was very pleasant talking to you, Sarah.
Yeah. Oh, same here. It's very, very nice talking to you, Chris. And it's very nice talking to you, Deidre.
Yes. And I hope you have a great night. I'm sure we'll do this again soon. We should get Ethan on next time and a few other people as well. That would make it very,
or
very
just
fun.
Ethan for a time, maybe. And then other people at another time or whatever. Whatever would get Ethan to show up. Huh?
Yeah. No, but Ethan is really good people. Like,
yeah, I know, man.
That's my buddy old pal.
That's why I want him here.
Yeah,
and I love him so dearly. Like, and I love you guys too. Like, I tell everybody,
I love you too, Sarah. I promise.
Yeah. All right.
But it was nice talking to y'all.
Yes, it was.
Y'all have a good night too. Like, what time is it there, y'all?
It's 11:15.
Also, you're on Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, we're in Oakland, California. We're about to move to Las Vegas, actually.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I just moved from California. I was born and raised in North Carolina, but I left when I was 21.
Oh, wow.
Devil's in the details, right?
But I lived in Southern California. I lived all over Southern California.
I was born in Sacramento. Then my mom took me to Ohio when I was 5. Then I didn't see my dad or that side of my family again until I moved back to California a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'm sure we can pick this up again. Another time.
Okay.
Right. You have a good night, all right?
You too, darling.
All righty. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye, Chris. Bye, Deidre.
Bye.
Bye.